We begin tonight with some cheery news, especially for residents of Lagos. The third mainland bridge, which was closed on Thursday night for some investigative maintenance tests, is now open to motorists, and that's coming a few hours ahead of the scheduled reopening of the bridge. It will, however, take another 3 weeks or more before the outcome of the stress test is made public. Our correspondent, Olu Phillips, brings us details of the 3-day exercise.
It's one exercise that bothered unvarying concerns from the commuting public and those saddled with managing the process. Many who had the use of the road while the bridge was closed to traffic had to endure the consequences of diversions.
It took me 2 hours from Bega to Akiadeshola. I drove for 2 hours. Well, it was like an adventure. I tried to enjoy the journey.
On the other part of town, through the available bridges and roads, was quite busy in contrast to the third mainland bridge, save for essential duty trucks and vehicles. A case of a stress test on the bridge that left stress on all the roads.
I left Ikorodu by 4:30 in the morning. Then I get to my face by 12 noon.
For the engineers and officers who had some serious job to do, these young lads just made the best of a serious situation late into the hours leading into the reopening of the bridge. It's soothing to be told of a change in plan as regards reopening. So why has the bridge been reopened 7 hours before its scheduled time?
We have done both static, dynamic tests. The tests will be analyzed and they were going to come out results. It will take about 21 days, about 3 weeks time, the test will be out.
This is the third time a major repair will be undertaken on this bridge, warranting a closure when compared to other older bridges like the Eko and the Carter Bridge.
Not that this bridge lacks any integrity. If you look at the span of the bridge, it's 11.8 kilometers. Therefore, and it links many areas from mainland to island. We need to constantly ensure that the bridge is okay, and that's exactly what they are doing here.
Enforcement agencies who stayed up on a marathon duty tell us the take-home from this exercise.
Motorists need to be patient. We can't but be patient on the road. While using the road, we just need to exercise caution, exercise care and concern for other road users. That was what we actually saw come to light during this exercise.
We have a total number of 10 arrests made. Okada riders that will want to take advantage because of gridlock arising from this closure. The criminal ones among them that were breaking people's glasses along the traffic were arrested. And I can talk to you authoritatively that as we speak, they are right now undergoing interrogation.
When news eventually filtered about the sudden reopening of the bridge, some motorists laid siege, waiting patiently to be first callers. As last-minute preparations got underway, more vehicles joined the queue, whose intention is to make sure there are no incidences of vehicles running over people or obstacles, as many of those who sought recreation on the bridge while the closure lasted may not be aware of the sudden change.
So that is the official signaling of the opening of the third mainland bridge. As you can see, it's a tailback of vehicles, all tailing behind the official agencies that are leading on this, making sure that there are no obstacles in front. You can see these are the first set of road users that are going to be using the third mainland bridge. And that's after 3 days of integrity test, engineering test by the Federal Ministry of Works and its counterparts that also helped in helping the traffic situation, helping congestion and all of that. From the Oworeshoki end of the third mainland bridge, this is Olu Phillips reporting for Channels Television News.
I'm being joined now with the news at 10 by the Federal Controller of Works, the Southwest Zone, presiding over the investigative tests on the third mainland bridge, Mr. Adedamola Akutu. You're welcome to the news at 10.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're pleased, lots of negotiations, and of course everyone is happy that the Third Mainland Bridge is reopened and that traffic can continue as normal. But why are we reopening, before schedule, 7 hours before schedule?
Yeah, thank you very much. The whole exercise started on Friday, and it was supposed to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but we were able to complete the test ahead of schedule because we had good weather. And we felt there was no point delaying the reopening.
Negotiants do want to know what sorts of tests were conducted on the bridge.
Yeah, we conducted static and dynamic tests on those expansion joints of the bridge.
On each of the expansion joints?
Yep. Especially on the first phase of the bridge. We conducted static and dynamic tests. And that is just to determine the suitability of some of these expansion joints. Some have already exceeded their lifespan. And then for those of those expansion that are bad, we'll ensure that they are replaced.
When you say on the first phase, it's not the whole length of the bridge. It's not the 11.8 kilometers of the bridge.
No, let me explain that the bridge was constructed in 2 phases. The first phase was constructed between 1975 and 1979. And the second phase from 1987 and 1991. It was commissioned by the then president of the country, General Babangida, in 1991.
Okay. The results, we understand, will be ready until after 21 working days. That's approximately 3 weeks, we heard in the reports there. Could that mean that repair work could also be done this year?
Sure. The project itself has started. This, the test we carried out is already part of the contract period. And it's going to last, the entire maintenance maintenance repairs will last for the next 27 months. And
will the bridge be closed?
No.
27 months?
Within that period, once we get to repair, the repairs is going to involve replacements of the expansion joints, as well as some repairs under the water of the piles and the pile caps. When you are repairing those piles and pile caps, you need not close the bridge will not be closed. And then, of course, for the replacements of the expansion joints, it will just be partial closure. We only close the sections you are replacing expansion joints.
So that it's approximately 27 months, you say? That's the better part
it will
of
be
next year.
at different times. It will be staggered. And the main work itself will start towards the end of the year when the water level will have gone down.
Okay. Are you also working with the Lagos State government to control traffic during that time? Since you say it will just be a partial closure, would it be, how will the schedule look like? In the morning, in the evening, at night?
Yeah, sure. There are important stakeholders in this business. And apart from Lagos State government, we are also working with all the traffic agencies, the FRSC, LASMA, Civil Defense, the Nigerian Police. We've been holding meetings. Of course, whatever we are doing now, after this, will no longer be as tedious as what we have already done. The next phase will just involve partial closure at different times.
So, to our understanding, it means that these tests are supposed to be carried out regularly on the Third Mainland Bridge. If you have done tests now, when will be the next time you will be having more tests done on the bridge? And possibly other bridges in Lagos, which have felt the stress, of these 3 days that, the Third Mainland Bridge has been closed.
Yeah, the last time we had this test on the Third Mainland Bridge was in 2008. And now we are following up with another test. And the thing is that, you see, when you talk of maintenance, you have routine maintenance. Something you just routinely do on those bridges and then fix them. And then you have periodic maintenance that at every period of time, you need to start carrying out tests to continue to ensure that all the elements of that bridge are still intact. And it's a continuous exercise. We, at times, you see, Third Mainland Bridge has made so much noise.
Well, it's popular.
We do work on all other bridges, but at times nobody makes so much. But it's because this Third Mainland Bridge, as a major link, of course, the longest bridge in Nigeria, I think it's made so much noise. We carry out tests, we carry out maintenance on all other bridges. In Lagos today, we have maintenance work going on Apapa Bridge. We have another one on Ijora Bridge by 7 Up. We are replacing expansion joint on Coconut Bridge in Lagos. And then, which other bridge? We just finished that of the Marine Bridge.
What about the one that has the, the trailers parked on it?
Which one is that?
That would be the one leading, I believe it's the one to Apapa, I think. The Ijora Bridge.
Yeah, it's a continuous thing.
Yeah, but those trailers are still parked on the bridge, and that's a big concern for a lot of people, that anything could happen because of the stress, that those tankers put on the bridge.
Actually, they are not supposed to be there because they are dead load on those bridges. And we are still working hard to ensure that all those trailers leave, all these articulated trucks leave all our bridges.
Mr. Adedamola Kuti, thank you for joining us on the News at 10. We know you've had a long day.
Thank you.
We do commend you and your men, as well as the other authorities who have been involved in this repair test going on the bridge.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
In other news now, President Muhammadu Buhari says the rule of law must be subject to the supremacy of the nation's security and national interest. President Buhari, who was speaking at the 58th Annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association, tasked lawyers to contribute to the enhancement of the nation's business environment and social justice by promoting respect for the rule of law. President Buhari also seized the opportunity to highlight some of the achievements of his administration.
Through fiscal discipline, good housekeeping, we navigated the difficult days of economic transformation at the beginning of this government in 2015 and have now come to improving economic indices, including the consistent increase in our foreign reserves, 13 straight months of decreasing inflation, the expansion of social safety net programs, as well as the blockages of historical drain pipes in our national treasury, all within the context of the economic recovery and growth plan. It is equally significant to emphasize that our willingness to hold persons accountable for offenses against society through the judicial process will equally transform the future of public service in Nigeria in a positive manner. I believe that lawyers can contribute to another core objective of enhancing our business environment and promoting social justice by promoting respect for the rule of law, contributing to the law reform process, and putting national interest and professional ethics above self in the conduct of their business. Rule of law must be subject to the supremacy of the nation's security and the national interest. Our apex court has had calls to adopt a position on this issue in this regard, and it is now a matter of judicial recognition that where national security and public interests are threatened, or there is a likelihood of their being threatened, the individual rights of those allegedly responsible must take second place in favor of the greater good of society.
President Muhammadu Buhari. In part two, after the break, more commendations pour in for security guards who return a missing bag found at Murtala Mohammed International Airport. Please stay with us.